Clash Royale's new challenge is out and 10,000 tokens are at stake. You need that sweet shard to get an evolution without selling Grandma's urn, but Grandma's out of luck. The challenge is a draft challenge. What's worse, one bad pool makes any skill irrelevant. With no hope at all, you grab Grandma's urn and resign to Supercell's newest cash grab. But wait, what's this? One tip to winning the entire challenge. Is this clickbait? Am I gonna watch 30 minutes just to get some shitty answer? No, my friend. This game-winning tip will bless your ears now. The only way to win is counter-picking. Let me explain. Your opponent is a 35-year-old married man whose only joy in life is the hour after work he gets to play video games. Poor John joins the challenge and is presented 3 game-breaking cards: Super Knight, Party Rocket, and Wizard Trio. John watched Ninja Onezie's last tier list video and saw every comment called the Super Knight the obvious best choice, and this loser of a YouTuber an idiot, except for memes reaction 3302. My goat! So he mindlessly picks Super Knight and immediately gets destroyed. What happened? Did the internet lie? No, John, you just got counterpicked. The absolute Sigma on the enemy team read you like a book. He knew you'd pick Knight like a good husband and countered you with Magic Archer. But how? You see, John, Knight is an amazing card that counters every heavy damage or ranged troop, so even a one-shotting Super P.E.K.K.A. would fear your Knight. But the Sigma Ninja Onesie subscriber had a Magic Archer up his sleeve and used your Knight against you. It doesn't matter. The enemy won't have Magic Archer every time. John has another choice: Super Knight, Party Rocket, and Barbarian Launcher. John, learning something from his last games, looks at the enemy cards. They have no Magic Archer. I win. He places Super Knight at the bridge like a fool and immediately gets destroyed. That was stupid, but no worries. I win this in double elixir. And he gets immediately destroyed! You see, John was unfortunate enough to get the better RNG draft pool at the beginning of the pool. The enemy Sigma chooses the best, but still inferior counter, and chooses all the possible Knight counters. Melee instead of range, high damage spells, mini tanks, and swarms. And after a well-fought match, this easy win game turns into an embarrassing loss. Don't be fooled. John should have won this game, but thanks to the second part of counterpicking, it was a much fairer fight than it should have been. This game mode in reality is a game of rock, paper, scissors, hydrogen bomb, coughing baby. With the catch being, sometimes you don't get to choose the hydrogen bomb and the enemy does. But strategy is hard, so here's the guide to counterpicking. This is the tier list presented last video. When adjusted for being a win condition, we get a clear view of our hydrogen bombs. Knight and Super Mini P.E.K.K.A. being the bane of our existence, with everything else taking second place or Barbarian Launcher. To counterpick Knight, we want one of these super cards. The Magic Archer will turn their win condition into yours, and the Party Hut can be placed on the Knight to turn off the shield and swarm him to death. You must swarm or tank him. You can't do anything until he's dead or fighting. For the second phase of counterpicking, we want mini tanks that will beat Knight in a 1v1 and anything else that will make him attack. Range is less than useless and it will clog your hand. In John's game, we can see Party Hut, a great counter, make easy work of his misplaced card. But even as John mounts a push with the Knight at the back, we place our melee and fight off the push by the skin of our teeth. John, the sly boy, he pushes the other lane and takes the tower. But the damage has been mitigated by Mini P.E.K.K.A. and Fireball. And now with the game in overtime and still in his favor, we push and he misplays the fence. Holding onto his Knight like a fool, the tower goes down and we win. And even against Super Mini P.E.K.K.A., we can still win with one of the following supers. Magic Archer can result in an instant 3 crown for you, as the Mini P.E.K.K.A. destroys his tower. Party Hut is a swarmy trap for our slow attacking P.E.K.K.A. And archers will make P.E.K.K.A. moonwalk more than Michael Jackson. If you don't have one of those choices, you can pick the Knight as he defends well against Mini P.E.K.K.A., but the fight will be closer than necessary. Watch as I get the best case scenario. He has Super Mini P.E.K.K.A., archers, and Ice Golem, but his only real choice is between archers and P.E.K.K.A. But P.E.K.K.A. is the easier and better win condition. So my counter choice is Party Hut, the best counter to both of his cards, especially Mini P.E.K.K.A. But not only is my super card ideal, but The other half of my pool is legendary. I get Elixir Golem, a 7-hit card minimum, a 2-hit card cannon, and a skeleton army. I place my party hut at the bridge, knowing his super is no match. His defense is lackluster, and his tower is taken down by a third. I place it at the bridge again, and he manages to defend even worse, losing his tower. Cycling my Valkyrie at the back, Trent smells weakness and sends out his mini P.E.K.K.A for the first time. Predictable. Skeleton army goes down, and so does a super mini P.E.K.K.A. He's desperate as my hut takes the other tower. Having 30 seconds left on the clock, I go for a 3 crown, placing my skeletons on the right. He sees an opening as skeletons is out of cycle, but in comes cannon card, tanking both hits. He leads mini P.E.K.K.A into the skeletons go down, but so does the mini P.E.K.K.A. This next match is at 9 wins. For the challenge win, I pull a terrible hand. He's sitting on an obvious mini P.E.K.K.A, and I'm on a second-rate knight. The rest of the pool is a wash, as out of the next 7 cards, I get Goblin Swarm and Skeleton Spawners as my best counters. Hopeless, we begin the match. Thankfully, my knight is in hand off rip. I can hold it until he pushes, but I've sorely misread the type of player Phoenix is. He pulls off a nasty minor minion horde combo. With Royal drop out of my hand, my only air defense is Phoenix and half a Goblin Gang. The situation is perilous, and my chances evaporate as the timer goes down. 2 minutes turn into 1. As the clock ticks, my options turn into 1. My one only chance at salvaging this game. A desperate last push. Dark Prince charges in, defensive bomb tower to counter it. Goblin Gang goes down with the knight, but at last, he shows his hand. A mini P.E.K.K.A placed at my back lines. Knight is dead. Desperation leads to action as Phoenix picks off what's left of P.E.K.K.A. My push has been defended, but at 30 seconds, I won't get another chance. Charging in with a Dark Prince, my only hope at victory is defended by an Executioner, and my Phoenix falls with Dark Prince doomed to follow. As the axe flies back, a hero appears. Knight is back in the fight. The egg survives. He makes his last mistake of the game. A bomb too far left lets my 20 seconds turn into overtime. I push the opposite lane. He frantically defends, but his elixir is gone, and my push remains. Knight has connected, and with his final blow, he takes the King Tower. With these tips, I've won the challenge and only taken 1 loss. You can see in this last example, I've pulled the worst luck possible. The enemy has Super Knight, and I've pulled both unplayable cards and an Ice Golem. I should play Ice Golem, given it's a much better card than the other 2 in general. But I know he'll take the Super Knight, and the best counter pick is Wizard Trio. The rest of my deck is filled with ground counters, and as we play the match, this happens. He picked Party Hut, a fool! But I, even more foolish for trying to predict him. How was I supposed to guess he'd play the Goblin Expo when he literally had the game-winning card? Do we lose? Nah, because this blind, foolish, crayon-eating buffoon fell for phase 3, counter picking. Just kidding, I lost. Just goes to show you should never play Wizard Trio. We're at 400 subs, and YouTube will only monetize you at 1K subscribers. So if you're part of the 100% of people not subscribed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Any interaction helps.